man, if I had just waited. Jake, more than a $20 loss on this. Hello everyone, it is time for the legendary, the fabled, what I'm buying video over here at Martishius Magic. I've got mail to go through. This is all stuff that was picked up from June 13th through June 19th. So after checking my list here, it's all Final Fantasy stuff. We're going to talk about the date and the price after tax and shipping that I purchased these cards. And then we're going to look them up and we're going to see what the price is now and see if I came out ahead or behind. I know one of these is really big in my favor. I got it at essentially a steal over on eBay, so we're going to talk about that card at some point, so make sure to stick around. I hope you enjoy these What I'm Buying videos, and if you're looking to stay in the know on the market of MTG, make sure you're subscribed, because that's one of the things that I just can't help but keep up with a lot of the time. For now, let's talk about some pickups from June of 2025. Big thank you to our channel patrons. Your continued support means a lot, and we appreciate you spending your time here at Martishius Magic. This video is about buying Magic the Gathering cards, but if you are selling Magic the Gathering cards and you are looking to save your time, then check out Card Conduit. Card Conduit is a buy list service that is going to take your unused singles that are 50 cents or more, and they are going to buy list them, and they are going to work to get the best price for your cards. You choose between one of 3 different services that you want to use, depending on the amount of pre-work that you want to do. I typically keep all my stuff sorted, so I go with that service. You send them your cards, and they are going to send you money via direct deposit. Use our code Magic to save 10% on your fees when you check out. And if you're looking to protect your cards, then look no further than Dragon Shield. If you've been following me on YouTube, then you know I've been using Dragon Shield sleeves forever. If they're fit for a dragon, then I'm certain that they are fit for your cards. Use our code MM5 to save 5% when you check out. You can find all of our links in the video description. I like how this dragon is kind of symbolic of the winner and this one's the loser. I mean, even though they're dueling, and I think they're sand snake. Well, this is a dragon. It doesn't matter. It's a cool playmat. Dragon Shield makes cool stuff. All right, here we go. The first card that we're going to start off with is a foil Choco Extended Art Seeker of Paradise. Now, it is important that I note why I have this card, why I bought this stuff. That's an integral part of this video. This was purchased on June 13th. Tax and shipping $5.09 for this one. Now, I did explain this in the previous What I'm Buying videos. If you want to go check those out, you may. The reason that I bought this card was because I was collecting the Extended Art Foil Legends, and these only come out of the bundle. So that was one of my targets from this set. I was like, okay, you can't get this extended art card in a collector pack. You can get the non-foil, but you cannot get the foils. Those are exclusive to the Final Fantasy bundles. So in the bundles, you get 2 foil legends, one from the main set and one from the commander set. They are both foil. They're both extended. Some people will get stuff like Choco and another rare. Some people might get an uncommon and a rare. Some people might get lucky and they're going to get like a Sephiroth mythic, something like that. They are random and they are only in the bundle. So for me, I want to pick these up because I was like, you know, not only do I think that these are going to be rare, but I also wanted to complete this set because I thought it would be a unique set to have. So you're going to see more cards like this in the video as well. Also, the reason I picked up Choco is because Choco is an extremely strong card. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may put one of them into your hand, then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped and the rest in your graveyard, and it has landfall. When a land you control enters, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. This has been a commander that a lot of people have brewed with. When I saw it was available for $5.09 after tax and shipping, I was like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and pick that up, and I snap bought it. So one of my strategies when a set comes out that I really like is I like to lurk eBay, and I will constantly get on there and I might just type in Final Fantasy foil and just look at newly listed and see what pops up. So I'm sure because this was in the height of peak Final Fantasy and I was checking a lot, this would not have been available very long. This was probably something I saw, and within minutes of it being posted, I bought it up. We are over here on TCG Player, and like I said, we are going to determine if this is a winner or a loser. Choco Seeker of Paradise, Extended Art. So the regular is $5.49, so I'm going to assume that we are ahead on this one. Yeah, $25.90 for a foil. So the foil, because our foil is near mint, this is at $25.97 as of right now, which is, that's important as well, Jake. Come on, August 24th, 2025. So this was purchased June 13th, July 13th, August 13th, 2 months and 10 days since I purchased this. I'm going to say $25.97 It says shipping is included, so we'll just say that's the price. And since I'm in California, I'll just add like 8% tax onto all of this stuff at the end once I do my totals. Well, that's a nice hit to start things off. We're going to go ahead and put Choco into the winners column, and let's go into our next card. Okay, this one was a mistake. They actually sent me the wrong thing, so this is not going to really matter. I think they did like a partial refund or something like that. This is a Prompto, but the issue is that this card, worst tape ever for a top loader, this card is non-foil. So this is going to be like an auto loser here. This was purchased on June 13th for $2.87 after tax and shipping. So it's not like we lost a lot on it, but this was in the eBay description under foil. So they sent it. I was like, hey, this is not foil, and they did a partial refund. But I do know that this is probably going to be a loser because, like I had already mentioned, these extended art cards, they do appear in the collector packs, and you can get them easily. They pop up a lot. So this version, non-foil, nothing really big to see here, but we will go ahead and look it up. Yeah, here's the extended art. I see 51 cents. But you know what? $1.31 shipping. So to get a copy of it, we're looking at like $1.82. So a very small loss, a loss of about $1. Prompto is a fun card. It's a hasty 2/2. It has a fun ability. Hasty Bear. God, the evolution of the bear in Magic. A hasty 2/2, and whenever you cast it on creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, create a treasure token. So pretty strong card here. I love treasure synergy, but we are down $1, so Prompto is going to go into the loser column. Next up, we have a purchase from June 14th. And this is the foil. Okay, so I thought that this was an extended art, but this is the foil full art Gilgamesh. Whenever Gilgamesh enters or attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put any number of equipment cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When you put one or more equipment onto the battlefield this way, you may attach one of them to a samurai you control, and obviously Gilgamesh is a samurai. This was purchased for $5.49. I thought it was the extended art when I snap bought this, and then I was like, you know what, I don't have a cool version of this card, so I just ended up keeping it anyway. Let's see if it ends up being a winner or a loser. $3.32 for the near mint, and that is way off from the listings that we're seeing. I'm seeing $2.32 after tax and shipping. Let's check that foil price. Okay, so we're about even here, or down a little bit. So cheapest for a near mint foil, seeing $3.76 after tax and shipping, so down a little bit on that. In this case, this would have been a pays to wait, or pays to be patient. Make sure that you're buying the correct card. That's important to do. I know it feels like, oh God, I gotta buy this stuff quickly, but I mean, if you just read the description, unlike this guy, we will go ahead and put Gilgamesh into the losers column. Thankfully, our Choco is doing big things for us here. Next up, we do have an extended art, Edgar, Master Machinist. 2, a red and a white for a 2/4. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an artifact spell from your graveyard. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters tapped. And he has tools. Whenever Edgar attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Fun little equipment matters legendary creature here. I don't know if it would be good at the helm of a deck, but I know that it would be good in the 99 of certain decks. What do you think of Edgar? Let us know in the comments. Edgar was purchased on June 15th at $8.93. For the near mint foil. Yeah, we take a nice little L here. You can buy one of these for $4.29 near mint after tax and shipping. We paid $8.93, so that's definitely going to be in the loser column. I'm getting absolutely beat up. Let's see what we got next here. Tromell. $5.35 for this. Tromell reads 2 and a green for a 2/3. Legendary creature Elf Advisor. Each other non-token creature you control enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it, and for 1 in tap, proliferate X times, where X is the number of non-token creatures you control that entered this turn. Foil extended art here, like many of the cards that are in this video. Oh, Edgar was supposed to go in the loser column. I think that's where Tromell's about to go as well. Let's see where we can get Tromell at. This just felt good for like proliferate matters, but also it is part of this set that I was collecting. But what we're learning here is, with the exception of outliers like Choco, most of these I purchased way too early. Near mint, $1.19. Let's look at the foil. 90 listings, $3.72 for the foil, $3.72 plus $1.31. That's not bad. The Tromell we purchased at $5.35, and we are pretty much right around that same price. $3.72 plus $1.31. We're looking at $5.03. So $5.03. We're pretty much even there. It is a slight loss, so it will go into the losers column. We are slightly cooked until the end. I definitely have one card that I purchased in here that I got at the end, or chronologically at the end of the list. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to describe the cards here, which includes talking. I'm just going to talk about something else. Kefka, Dancing Mad, Extended Art Foil. This card is a monster. 5, a black and a red for a 6/6. During your turn, Kefka has Indestructible. At the beginning of your end step, exile a card at random from each opponent's graveyard. You may cast any number of spells from among the cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. Then each player who owns a spell you cast this way loses life equal to its mana value. This is a card that is a monster. I am such a Rakdos player. Rakdos is my favorite way to play Magic the Gathering, and this for me is a card that is just beautiful. I love this card. I love everything that's going on with this card and how this card works mechanically. This was one of my main early targets when I wanted to start collecting this specific series of cards. I was like, okay, I know I want to get that Kefka. And early prices, I was seeing this as high as like 80. I saw it at 60. I even put an offer for one at 50. Thankfully, they did not accept it. But ultimately, I ended up finding one of these for $29.49. Now, I know that I'm probably going to be in the L column after that. It was one of the cards that I was most hyped on. I was just like, oh, dude, this one's sick. It's so good. You can't find the foil in the collector pack. So I was like, I have to get the bundle version. Let's see where we ended up. Oh, I can already tell we got beat up. All right, here's the regular version. And there is a big disparity in price most of the time. But I do see a good bit of foils. Man, if I had just waited. Jake, more than a $20 loss on this. All right, so near mint foil, $8.20 with shipping included. That tells me a lot. Universe is beyond. If there's one thing that you can do learning on this channel by watching me, it's what not to do sometimes. Now, the reason that I was so hyped on this, I'm not trying to justify this, but I'm trying to help you understand where my brain state was. I was like, Final Fantasy is such a cool set. This is a set that's going to be super hyped. Were Surge foils obviously the better thing to target? Yes, they came out of collector packs. But I figure all of these bundles are going to be expensive as well. People aren't going to want to crack open bundles trying to get all of this specific version. So I was like, okay, those are going to be rare. But what we're learning now is with Universes Beyond, especially something like a bundle, there's going to be a lot of it that goes out, especially with something like Final Fantasy. So I would be like, if they do something similar like this with Avatar, I would say tread carefully. If they're like, yeah, you can only find the extended art foil Avatar cards in bundles, that to me is like, wait. Because if these cards didn't go absolutely parabolic in Final Fantasy, I don't expect them to do that in Avatar. And nothing against Avatar, but I just, as far as how much of this shit is manufactured, that is kind of like my takeaway. Now, these are not bad prices for a foil card that there were a lot printed of, you know, but if we have 81 listings for this card, me buying at 29, I bet that one guy is like, man, I wish I had accepted that offer at 50. When there's very few of these that are on the market, like they did the same thing with Vivi. I remember the Vivi extended art foil. Let's just look at it in the video just for the sake of this. Here's Vivi extended art. Now, when this card first came out, yep, there's the chart. There's the chart that we want to look at. Now it's a $100 card. When this card first came out and people discovered it, oh my God. Look there were 16 items sold between 184 and 229 on June 13th through June 15th, which is exactly, what did I say? June 13th through June 19th. That's when these purchases happened. So these are all the people that are FOMOing. Then you have people here that are like, oh, between the 170 and the $200 range. But then we have a significant fall off. Now, I don't know what percentage of this fall off is people realizing that Vivi is probably going to get banned in standard. I know that it's a brand new card, but I have seen how much it is dominating the field. I wonder if there are people that are just getting out because they're like, oh yeah, the longevity of that card is not very good, which sucks because Vivi is such a good card. But there's this really beautiful range that you want to live in. I call it the Liliana of the Veil range. A card like Liliana of the Veil, it costs 3, but it's a fair card. You never want to be like a Jace the Mind Sculptor and fly too close to the sun, right? Now, Jace costs 4. But if we're talking about 3 drops, Oko, flying right into the sun, right? Vivi, flying right into the sun. Liliana of the Veil, very good card, but not broken. If you're a 3 drop, you can't do too much, or you will dominate the field and you will get hit with a ban, which is what I think is going to happen with Vivi, but, you know, we'll see. But I'm happy that I didn't FOMO and buy one of these in, like, the $200 range or, like, God forbid, the $400 range. When I first saw one of these extended art Vivis pop up on eBay, I was like, oh, there's the foil extended art Vivi. It was the same time I was looking for extended art foil Black Waltz. And I saw it, and I was like, ooh, 400, that's a lot. And then being patient, I was here, and I watched it go through all of this drop-off. All of it. And now to see it at 100, this one kind of exemplifies what I was doing here, trying to buy these extended art foils to complete this set, especially when I was doing it, was at the wrong time. And I typically wouldn't have been buying as fervently in this window of time if not for it being Final Fantasy. So what we can learn here is just because it's a Universes Beyond thing and you feel like it's exclusive and that the stuff is just going to get soaked up super fast, there's just not enough money in MTG for people to just buy all of this stuff. So the price of this probably even still is inflated from where it should be. And we'll see and check back and, you know, where's it going to be in 6 months, a year, all that kind of stuff. Thank you for letting me kind of go off there and get off topic for a second. As much as I want to put Kefka in the winner column, Kefka is also a loser. We have to do better. There's got to be a way for us to do better here. Let's see what else we got. So far, we have one big winner. Now, this is Gatta and Luzzu, 2 and a white for a flashing 1/1 human soldier. When Gatta and Luzzu enters, choose target creature you control. If damage would be dealt to that creature this turn, prevent that damage and put that many 1/1 counters on it. Really cool 3-drop with flash. That is a pesky combat trick. I was just like, yeah, we got to get that card. I know people were pretty hyped on it when this card was first spoiled. This is a rare. This was purchased on June 17th at $13.17. Let's see where it's at now. And it's looking like not a great price here. Near mint foil. Jake. Oh my goodness. Purchased this at $13.17, man. $13.17. But you know what? This is why it's important to be transparent here and post the losers with the winners. So $2.61 is what we can buy this Gatta and Luzzu for. Look at that massive drop off in price here. This is roundabouts when I would have been buying them. And this is roundabouts where it is now. Pretty rough. So $13.17 was the buying price, and I bought it, and I could buy one now for $2.61. We got wrecked. We got absolutely rolled on this one. Just like, I don't know what I was thinking, man. Boom, they go here. So far, one big winner, and it's Choco. This next one, I already know I'm going to get creamed on it. I can feel it. Avalanche of Sector 7. Menace. Power and toughness is a star and 3. Avalanche of Sector 7's power is equal to the number of artifacts your opponents control. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact they control, Avalanche of Sector 7 deals 1 damage to that player. It's a fun card. Extended art foil. Wanted to get it. It's from a very iconic game. I paid $9.17 for this card. Just so I could feel better about myself, Avalanche of Sector 7 will use this near mint price here. So $4.26 on a card that I paid $9.17 for. So pretty much beat up on all of these so far, with the exception of the Choco. If you enjoy learning from my mistakes, then make sure that you're subscribed. Avalanche of Sector 7 also goes in the loser column. This has been very enlightening here. These I just purchased early on because I played with this card a lot in Limited, and it was a very good card. Vincent's Limit Break, 1 in a black, and it has tiered. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, and it has the chosen base power and toughness. Now, this is a card that's kind of confusing and has the chosen base power and toughness. So it gets this clause, and then it also gets this until end of turn. It does not come back with one of these power and toughnesses. When you use this, you're either going to turn your thing into a 3-2, a 5-2, or a 7-2. It's a very fun card, and it's a great combat trick. Swinging in with something small and then turning it into a 7-2 is enough for a kill shot a lot of the time. So I really like this card. I like the versatility of it, and I wanted to get a couple foil playsets. So there are 8 foils here. I picked these up on June 19th for $8.49 total. There's 13. Okay, so 19 cents a piece with $1.31 shipping. So let's just say $3 for all of these total. Pretty rough. The Vincent's Limit Breaks. These two go in the losers column. Now, we have one more card to talk about, and it is not the foil Vivi, but it is this foil Vivi. This is the Japanese foil. This is a commander that I have built, and then if people need to read it, I flip it over to the other side. I really, really love this art, and I wanted to get it, but I also did not want to pay the English price for this card. So I was like, you know what? I'm fine having the Japanese version, and then this one I opened in my collector box. And so if people need to read it, I just flip it over, and then super easy. This purchase here was $86.82 for the Japanese foil, which is honestly pretty wild compared to the prices that I saw. This was purchased on June 19th, 2025, so $86.82. I remember it was newly listed on eBay, and I sent a message and an offer, and I was like, well, I can't read it, but if you want to do 75 on it, I think 75 was before tax and shipping, and they accepted. So then I had this really sweet foil Vivi here. I can already tell you it's going to be in the winner column, and it's going to balance out all of these losses, but let's go ahead and take a look at its price right now. Here is the borderless near mint foil price, but we do need to turn off English, turn on Japanese. 209 is what we're looking at here. Yeah, I'm seeing 209 near mint foil Japanese, which is what this card is. After the tax and shipping, well, we'll just add everything in for tax here in a minute. So that'd be $210.99 after shipping. So massive win here. I think this one was just timing, but we will go ahead and put Vivi into the winners column. What do you think about Vivi? Do you think Vivi's going to get hit with a ban? Do you think that holding on to this card now and playing it in Commander is just like people aren't even going to want to play against it? What do you think about Vivi as a Commander, as a constructed card in a 60 card deck? What do you think of this little guy? Let's go ahead and get the totals and figure out where we landed. Our all-in price for everything that you see here was $174.87 US dollars. So $174.87 for everything, with the biggest purchase being here. Everything else was smaller purchases, but we had some big losses. Buying Kefka at like $29, buying Gatta and Luzzu at $13, buying the Avalanche of Sector 7 at 10, the limit breaks, buying those at like $1 a card when you can get the foils now for about 18 cents. But the Vivi made up for all of it, and the video is indeed a winner. So we paid $174.87 total for everything, and after tax and shipping of the current prices as of right now, which is August 24th, 2025, so about 2 months and 10 days later from when all of these were purchased, we had $269.93 for everything, and then I added 8% tax onto that. So $291.52 would be the estimated cost basis of, or the $174.87 is the cost basis, and $291.52 would be what we are currently at with the price of these cards. So over $100 in realized gains, or I guess we would say not realized because I haven't sold these cards. Selling all of these cards myself, needing to actually, you know, take the time to ship them out, we're talking about even more loss. So the big thing here, the big takeaway is if you buy enough stuff, then maybe you're going to hit a winner. No, the takeaway is I definitely was buying these way too early. These pickups being between June 13th and through June 19th. And stuff like this, like jumping on deals like this is the way to go, because I would have bought one card for $86.82. That's worth over $200 now. That's an easy win. That's like if I want to sell this, for example, or trade this for something else, then we're looking at a nice big dub. All these names that you see going by, these are our patrons at the $10 level or higher. These are people that go the extra mile and support Martishius Magic over on Patreon. So if you want to get involved, head on over to Patreon. You can find a link in the description of the video. I appreciate all of you so much for watching this. Make sure that you're subscribed, because I have more What I'm Buying videos coming in the future. There's definitely going to be some interesting pickups from Edge of Eternities, so there's going to be a couple videos around that. And then we're getting into Spider, we're getting into Avatar, so make sure that you're subscribed and stay up to date with all the latest MTG news. And be here, and I will make sure to give you my thoughts on these expensive new products that are coming out. Okay, see you later.